So you've decided to buy one of Samsung's Galaxy S6 handsets, but you can't decide between the S6 or the S6 Edge. Why not let us help you make the decision with this handy video guide? If things were based solely on looks and ignored cost, it seems unlikely that anyone would pick the S6 over the Edge. The Edge has, the edge when it comes to design. It looks fantastic and adds something that other phones just don't offer in terms of aesthetics. Both phones are powered by the same 8-core processor and the same 3 gigs of RAM, and you can get either in capacities of 32, 64 or 128 gigabytes. The range of colours is the same too, with black being the safe choice or gold or silver being the most attractive. Bear in mind that the lighter version of these phones do attract fingerprints like you wouldn't believe. Wireless charging is also on both, and it's fantastic to finally have Samsung buy into this technology. Sadly, cost is a real issue and the Edge is much more expensive. In most cases it adds about £100 to the price of your phone, and that makes the decision much harder, especially if you're budget conscious. Thinking logically, that £100 would be enough to upgrade the standard S6 from 32 to 64 gigabytes, and that's a lot more desirable for most people. If you really wanted to find a reason to get the standard S6 over the Edge, then you might consider that the Edge display does slightly distort things at the edges of its display. It's such a minor thing though that it's almost not worth considering, and what tiny downsides the Edge does have are outweighed by the advantages when you're using it. For example, that curve feels much more natural in day-to-day use. In conclusion then, both phones have the same under-the-hood performance. The battery in the Edge is slightly larger, but it doesn't really make a huge difference. Both phones can easily manage a day of normal use on a single charge. The Edge display is nice, but it's really more of an aesthetic thing than a practical one. The features that Samsung has added, like the night clock and the notification display and colour pulsing when the phone is placed on the table face down and one of your contact calls, is good, but not essential. However you look at it, these are two great phones and you'll be utterly thrilled with either one of these handsets. The Edge is a bit more exciting, but both phones are Samsung's best to date, and whichever you choose, you'll be very happy with it for a long time to come.